Heavy rains have caused severe flooding that destroyed bridge structures and washed away sections of the federal highway R504, Kolyma, in Magadan region in Russia's Far East. According to a local Telegram channel, one of the bridges collapsed while a fuel truck was crossing it. As a result, at least 10 vehicles were trapped, and dozens of truck and car drivers were stuck on both sides of the flooded section. Video footage circulated in local Telegram channels shows the collapsed bridge. Drone footage airs the wide area affected by the strong flooding. According to Russia's Ministry of Emergency Situations, traffic is blocked on the section of the Kolyma highway between kilometers 1720 and 1800. A Mi-8 helicopter delivered water and food to the motorists, which had been provided by the regional government, and also evacuated one driver. No medical assistance was required for the injured. The Ministry of Transport of the Magadan region clarified that as of August 21, 3 sections of the federal road network and 6 sections of the regional network remain closed. On the Palatka, Kulu, Mexican road, bridges and road surfaces were washed away over several kilometers, and on 2 other sections, traffic is restricted to a single lane, the ministry reported. A similar situation is observed on the autoroad to the village of Talaya and Lariukovaya, Srednikin routes. All restrictions have been extended at least until August 22, with a possibility of further delays. Several settlements in the Magadan region and Yakutia have been cut off from external communication. In some areas, there is no connection or internet. Authorities warn that water-based evacuations are impossible and life-threatening due to the strong current.
Ой, точно подмоет.
Special Operations Forces soldiers of Ukraine carried out special operations near the Dzhankoy railway station in occupied Crimea. The Special Operations Forces press service reported this. Special operation, logistics of the occupiers in temporarily occupied Crimea disrupted. The Special Operations Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine carried out special actions near the Dzhankoy railway station. The operation took place on the night of August 21. Special forces hit the Russians' rolling stock with fuel and lubricants. As a result of special actions, the supply of the southern grouping of Russian troops was complicated, reported the General Staff. As Krymsky Vita writes, at around 7:30 a.m. a group of drones attacked the railway area in Dzhankoy, and on the night of August 21, military unit number 95408 of the Russian Black Sea Fleet came under attack. Recall, as a result of an operation by the main Directorate of Intelligence in the Voronezh region, on August 17, the infrastructure of the nodal railway station, Lisky, was hit. As reported by the source, the operation was carried out jointly with units of the State Border Guard Service of Ukraine and other components of the Defense Forces of Ukraine. According to the interlocutor in military intelligence, as a result of the strike, railway communication was disrupted and the passage of railway transport through the station was stopped. This disrupted the supply of ammunition and personnel to the occupation army. The HUR emphasizes that the Lisky railway station is an important railway hub in the logistic support system for the groups of troops of the Russian armed forces in the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine.
The Russian community continues to develop its structure in the annexed Crimea. Offices have been opened in Simferopol and Sevastopol. District and city branches are being created, and the organization's volunteers have begun patrolling the peninsula's major cities. This was reported by a correspondent from Kreml. In addition to patrolling, the vigilantes are involved in police and FSB raids. The Crimean Russian Community Squad has established working contacts with law enforcement agencies, and we are already being called in for law enforcement raids. So far, these are mainly trips to construction sites to identify and detain migrants who have violated the law. We are also invited to ensure order at citywide celebrations. Recently, our brothers from Sevastopol helped the police ensure security at the birthday of the Sevastopol Defense Museum celebration, one of the Russian community members said, on condition of anonymity. According to the source, the Russian community in Crimea operates without official registration. All activities of the Russian community and its squad in Crimea are self-sufficient. The squad members must purchase a gas canister from their coordinator for 3,000 rubles and an ID for 2,600 rubles. Unfortunately, we do not have a mass influx of Russians into the community, nor do we have rich sponsors. An informal structure connected to the ultra-right Russian community has begun to develop in the territory of annexed Crimea. Its participants are forming so-called squads, a security wing that plans to patrol Crimean cities. In July, more than 40 men in Crimea have already joined the squad, and now their number has grown significantly. At the conference of the Russian community, which took place on July the 12th in Simferopol with the participation of coordinator Andrei Kachuk, a decision was made to create combat fives, a commander, a negotiator, an operator, and 2 fighters. Crimean coordinators were instructed to speed up the process and begin patrolling from Simferopol for now in the evening. Since the organization is informal, they call it walks. The head of the Crimean squad was instructed to establish interaction with local law enforcement agencies and administrations, the interlocutor of Krim.Reli noted. Despite the fact that the organization Russian Community of Crimea, registered under Russian law, operates in Crimea, a parallel informal structure with the same name is actively developing on the peninsula. Its participants do not hide their sympathies for right-wing radical ideology and declare their readiness for self-organization without official status. The Russian community is becoming more active against the backdrop of high-profile incidents in Russia itself. For example, in Krasnozavodsk, near Moscow, a mass brawl recently broke out between natives of Chechnya and Ingushetia and, presumably, representatives of the Russian community. In recent months, members of this organization have been raiding cafes, hostels, and markets owned by people from the Caucasus, conducting unauthorized checks. Despite the violence and threats, Russian law enforcement officers in most cases limit themselves to formal responses.